So good day everybody. For today's session, we are going to tackle or to discuss about the development process of course book, both global and local.
So here is our objectives. At the end of the lesson, the students must be able to differentiate global and local course books, arrange the steps and the course book development process in the correct order, and last, appreciate the need for culturally relevant materials in education.
Creatively, there are four key steps that we need and we have to follow in developing a course book, both global and local. The first step is to determine the objectives. Second, to conduct needs analysis. Third, consider factors. And then the last step is a content planning or the content planning or planning the content. Now let's discuss the first step, which is determining objectives. This is all about selecting or setting goals and objectives. Next, the second step is conduct needs analysis. This is all about understanding the student's needs and preferences. The third step, which is considers factors or considering factors, this is all about considering other factors. The other factors such as the students or the learners, the educators or the teachers, and then the content, and at the same time, the availability of resources. Next is the step number 4, which is planning the content. After you determine the objectives or the goal, after you conduct the needs analysis or the analysis, and after you consider the other factor, now you have to or you need to plan the content. Here, this is all about planning, engaging with visuals to help learners or our target learners to achieve their goals. So those are the 4 key steps that we need and we have to follow in developing a course book. So, any questions, clarifications about the 4 key steps? If done, let's proceed to discuss the 2 types of course book.
Global course books. So this was defined by Tom Liston in 1998. It is a course book that is not written for learners from a particular culture or country. So this is a generic book. Any person in each countries of the world can use this book. Also, this is intended for use by any class of learners in the specified level and age gap anywhere in the group. This justifies that this book is not a somewhat a picky book. This is a one size fits all book that is a generalized book which can be used anywhere. Also, it adds that international EFL course books are typically produced in English-speaking countries. So, we cannot use this in any countries. For example, what if Bangladesh don't speak English? We cannot send them such books. It can be useless. It can only be used in certain areas like Philippines, Malaysia, Taiwan, maybe Japan. That's all. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you today? I'm Fabi Aguilera Castillon, and today let us continue our discussion about development process of course books, global and local. Are you ready to listen? Okay. But before that, let me ask you a question. Have you noticed some of the books we use in class include familiar stories, names, and traditions? Have you noticed that? That's because they are local course books. Okay, so let's move on to local course book. What is local course book? The local course book written for a specific country, region, and based on the national curriculum. So it is written specifically, like for example, country, Philippines, region, Cagayan de Oro City. So that's the first one. Let's move on to the second one. So local course book tailored to learners' needs, culture, values, and local context. So it is designed specifically to learners' needs. In doing so, culture, values, and local context are also taken into consideration. Let's move on to the third one. Advantage, cultural relevance, and sustainability for learners. So, the main advantage are cultural relevance and sustainability. Students can easily relate to what they are studying because it reflects in their own environment and way of life. Like for example, a Filipino English course book may include stories, names, or traditions that are familiar to Filipino learners. Another example, in the Philippines, an English course book might include Filipino stories set on Filipino town and use names like Juan, Maria. So students feel that the content are familiar. Now, let's move on to the characteristics of local course book. So number one, they focus on the home culture and reality of learners, making the context sensitive and relatable. Like for example, a lesson about food may include sinigang or adobo instead of pizza or hot dogs. Let's move on to the second characteristics of local course books. So, has a suitable relationship between the curriculum and the course book. So, they match the curriculum. So, they show a strong connection between the curriculum and the course book. So, the content is aligned with what the Department of Education requires. It supports the national learning goals. Let's move on to the third one. It helps develop students' English with local cultural integration. So they help students learn English while integrating local culture. So students not only improve English, but they appreciate their own culture. So let's move on to the fourth one. Contains relevant examples and localized content. So this ensures that students don't feel distant from what they are learning, but they can apply to real world. Like for example, a lesson on a market conversation might use palengke or local market instead of foreign supermarket. That's the example of the fourth one. Do you understand? Do you have any questions or any clarifications? So to sum up, local course books are important because they make learning meaningful, relatable, and connected to students' daily lives. They don't just teach academic content, but they preserve culture and values while following the national curriculum. So that's all. Did you learn something today? Thank you for listening. I will give this to the next presenter.
Good day everyone, I am Karel May Segura and I will be reporting on this part of our lesson. Now let's take a look at the table shown in our presentation. First, let's start with a type and definition. By definition, global course books are intended for use in any part of the world by learners of a specific foreign language level and age range, while local course books it is actually global course book, but it is localized or adapted so that it aligns to the national curriculum, or if here in the Philippines, it is aligned to the DepEd K-12 curriculum. An example for this is the English subject textbook published by the Phoenix Publishing. It uses Filipino names or local settings. And in that, for example, in the material, there's a situation or context like Maria cooks adobo, and we know adobo is a dish from the Philippines, right? So students are familiar with the term and it really matches their culture and daily experiences. Now let's proceed to the target learners. For global, it is heterogeneous and homogeneous. So when we say heterogeneous, it is like in a classroom, students speak different languages or they don't have the same first language. So in an international school, for example, students might come from Japan, Korea, and or China. So literally, they don't have the same first language and they don't share the same culture. And now, for the local, it is only homogeneous. So, an example of this is the Filipino learners. They have the same first language and culture. So, they really use local textbook like, for example, in a textbook, it tackles about Independence Day or a life of Jose Rizal, and they're already familiar with it, or they're learning that material that is following the K-12 curriculum, and it cannot be used in any part of the world because the material is only applicable to the Filipino learners. Now, let's proceed to the location of course. For global, it is worldwide. It is not tied to a specific region or country, while local is a specific region or country. Now, for the institutional context, global is schools, language schools, and universities. An example of this is language centers or schools. A Korean or a foreign student learning English, so they enroll to a school or language school so that they can learn English, and they might be using or they must be using the global course book or the Oxford Headway. It is an example of global course book. Now, the local, an example for this is the school here in the Philippines, like Ipuna National High School, Buluan National High School. They follow the K-12 curriculum and they're using the localized course book. Now, for the target exams, global, it is, as what I've said earlier in the institutional context for global, a Korean student or a foreign student learning English or studying English language. So they must be using the Oxford Headway or other type of course book that can be used globally. So they're preparing for an exam like to measure their English capability, or they're preparing for an exam to study abroad or work abroad. So they're using that global course book. So now for the local, it is the target exam. It could be a NAT or National Achievement Test. So students or the Filipino, specifically the Filipino learners, are using the localized textbook, or for example the English that is published by the Phoenix Publishing. They're using that, and it cannot be used from other countries because the material written there is only for the Filipino learners. And that's it for the context of use of two different types of course books. So take note, global course books are one size fits all, so it can be used anywhere, while the local course books are adapted or localized specifically for example the Filipino learners, and it cannot be used in any part of the world. So yes, that's all.
Okay, now let's proceed into our activity. So for our activity, you guys will be divided into groups of 5 members, and I will present a sample of global and local course book or pictures of them, and a set of cards with steps written on them, but the steps are shuffled. So for the first task, you're going to look carefully at the two course books. As a group, you're going to find at least 3 important differences between the global course book and the local course book. Next, the second task is with a set of cards that I will present. And you're going to work together to arrange the steps in a correct order. Okay, now for the final task, your group is going to choose a specific learning context. For example, a rural high school or an international language school. And based on the situation, you're going to choose which course book, global or local, will be more suitable. Then, since this is an asynchronous class, instead of explaining your choice and reasoning into the class, you're going to write it in a 1/2 sheet of paper. Remember to work as a team, discuss your ideas, and be prepared to share your answers. This activity will help you understand not only the differences between the global and local course book, but also how to evaluate which is more appropriate in different learning contexts.
Alright, class, before we start with the activity, let's go over the scoring guide so you will know exactly how your work will be graded. First, for identifying differences, 3 or more clear differences, that is 15 points, and 2 differences, that is 10 points. 1 vague difference, that is 5 points. And next, for arranging steps, all correct 15 points, and 1 or 2 mistakes are 10 points, and many mistakes but attempted 5 points. And lastly, for choosing between the global and local course book, good choice plus thoughtful explanation, that will be 20 points. Okay choice plus simple explanation, that will be 15 points. And weak choice or unclear explanation, that will be 10 points. So the clearer and more accurate your answers are, the higher your score. Work together and aim for the top. So remember, the more complete, accurate, and thoughtful your group works, is the higher the score you will achieve. And this guide is meant to help you aim for the best possible outcome. So work together, think carefully, and do your best.